This is not a funeral procession, nor is it a scene from a horror movie. These people are demonstrating against their members of parliament. Since time immemorial, demonstrations and street protests have been used by disgruntled voices to get their points across. However, there is a more subtle way. Dr. Houston Chiputa is a historian at the University of Zambia.
From where I stand, I think cartoons play a very significant role, also in moderating the excesses that might be arising from political leadership and from even in the governance system in various sectors of the country.
From Cairo to Nairobi, Nairobi to Lusaka, artists are using their talents to put African governments in check. Mwamba Mulangala is a Zambian visual artist. The 36-year-old father of two has been exhibiting since 1995. Although most of his pieces are not controversial, he has painted pieces that have rubbed the government of the day the wrong way.
But sometimes what I do is I'll create that work. It's very satirical. It's not very direct. You have to look. There's a veil behind it, so you have to look a second look for you to understand what it is. Yeah, I think in that sense also it gives me some protection in case I am found in a situation that is uncompromising.
Mwamba has exhibited both locally and internationally. His paintings retail for approximately $1,000 locally and for an estimated $9,000 internationally. Most of his artwork is drawn from what happens in the society and also from his own personal experiences, whether pleasant or unpleasant.
It's interesting that most of the global discussions that are happening about art are not so much within the African context. They're in the West, they'll make an impression. You know, you've heard of cartoon, the cartoonist does something and then there's an uprising, you know, maybe in the Arab world or somewhere.
When he is not painting, he is a teacher at the American International School of Lusaka. However, he fondly remembers the time he spent at the Lubuto Children's Home in the capital. While working as a volunteer art teacher, he met 4 boys. Among them was 20-year-old Emmanuel Chisuntu. He washes cars to earn an extra kwacha. Chisuntu's work retails for about $66.
I used to come here to the fountain when coming from the streets to watch how people are playing football, and then I found kids painting. While I also used to do a little bit of sketching, I came and said I'd also like to join in learning art because I love art as well. And that's the day I joined.
Miles away in Kenya, Paul Kelemba is busy at work, doodling Kenya's public figures and politicians. Popularly known as Mado, he works for The Standard, a newspaper with wide circulation in Kenya.
Threats have been there, the summonses here and there, lawsuits and so on. However, I did once, I was arrested once at the Daily Nation in 1986, actually just shortly after I landed. But it was nothing to do really with my cartoons. It was a practical joke. I thought it was funny then. It touched on, well, I mean, I know it's a controversial story today, explosives. I mean, I thought I was joking, so those guys came around and grabbed me.
So, what makes a good artist?
You really need to, as an artist, I mean, well, imagine a lot, see and observe a lot, and, you know, break down what you see in your mind, what it means, I mean, going beyond that image that we just see. So, I'm the kind of fellow who likes watching people.
Through their paintings and cartoons, Mulangala and Kelemba have found a clever and cunning way of demonstrating. And while they're at it, they're putting a smile on the faces of millions on the African continent.